My name's Evan Coulson. We're at Camp Ondesonk for the Shawnee Hills Trail Races.
Awesome. Today.
Jason Claunch, we're at Camp Ondesonk.
And what are we doing?
We're at the Shawnee Hills Trail Races. There's 4 races, a half marathon, a 50K, a 100K, and a 100-miler. We'll be doing 1, 2, or 3 loops to get across the Shawnee Forest, and a pretty epic course, I think.
So right after school, I landed my first full-time professional work at Camp Ondesonk, running the outdoor ed program. And that quickly took me from a previous life of working with people on trail in the outdoors to sitting behind a desk and managing schedules and budgets and trainings. And pretty quickly it led to some serious burnout. And for me, I found that I needed to start thinking about how I manage stress and anxiety. And for me, it was either medication, or I could kind of draw from my experience as a wilderness therapist in college and start using the out of doors as my self-medication. And I wanted to replicate the things that I had provided for others as a wilderness therapist. And I found that in trail running. I was able to sneak out of camp and hit our hiking trails and just run. And I found myself outrunning the stress and the cortisol that had built up from days behind the desk. And the more I ran, the better I felt. And the more I realized that Southern Illinois provides just a hidden gem for trail running enthusiasts. And as I pursued that medication more and started exploring more of the trails around Camp Ondesonk, it occurred to me that we could bring more people together around the trail running experience, which really hadn't taken off in this region. And Camp Ondesonk was the perfect place for that. We'd been providing opportunities to bring people together in community and to immerse them in the outdoors for decades. And that was through camping and hiking and horseback riding and paddling. But we recognized we could also introduce the outdoors through the running experience. And that led us in around 2010 to start our first trail races event. We started with a 5K, a 10K, and a 10-mile trail race. And it really started to grow in popularity pretty quickly. And eventually we were able to partner with Jason Claunch from Soil Running to bring in a professional timer for the event. And he said, you know, you have a lot of potential here to expand your race distances. And by that point, I had been exploring the trails for about a decade and expanding distances, and I pitched him a 50K route that would start and finish at Camp Ondesonk and also take runners through some of the highlights of the Shawnee Hills Natural Division. We had Jackson Falls, we had the Trigg Tower area, the Bay Creek Reservoir area, and we met at a Starbucks and started poring over trail maps, and I shared with Jason some of the long runs that I'd gone on for my own mental health. And pretty quickly we realized we had just the sweet little 50K circuit. And in 2015, I believe, we added the first ultra distance to the Ondesonk Trail Races. And from there, it's only grown as people continue to discover Southern Illinois is a hidden gem for very challenging, but very, very scenic single track running.
2014, I'm one of the race directors for the Tunnel Hill 100-miler. We had our first race, which was successful, and shortly after that I was reached out by an Evan Coulson with Camp Ondesonk, who has this idea of putting on a bigger race. I'm familiar with the area, and we put together a pretty impressive course. I think it was closer to 53K, the original course. So in 2015, we had our first actual ultra here at Camp Ondesonk. I think there was only maybe 25 registered that first year. And we continued that for 3 years before another organization came in that took over the 100-miler. The course has changed a little bit over the years, mostly due to permitting, and we actually have some swampland now that used to not exist. So it kind of tore off a piece of that course as well. But it was just a lot of fun. You know, back then we were just out here hiking and putting it together, piecing it together. And just really neat to see how it's grown and where it's at today.
What has your experience been like seeing it from the very beginning to where we are today? What's that been like?
Yeah, it's been neat. You know, we had the 50K, and then at that time it was owned by Camp on Desonk, the race was. And then terrain runners came in. They brought the 100 miler and the 100K to the mix. And they had that for, man, I think it was 2017 was their first year. And, you know, Evan and I really didn't necessarily have the vision for those longer races, but by doing that, I think it's really kind of drawn people. So we have a lot of, in the 50K and the 100K, and they kind of worked their way up over the years, and it's neat to see year over year these runners who maybe they did the half marathon the first time, and the next year they do the 50K and then the 100K, and getting to see the 100-mile finishers is pretty special. And I don't know, just the stories that come out of that, you know, it's memories, it's core memories that we all develop, even if we're not the ones out there running. So, yeah. You know, Mickey and Chad coming on really feels good. I don't know how else to say it. You know, it's like family in a lot of ways. And just seeing the level that they've brought to it, that they've continued to build upon everything that happened, you know, in the past. And I don't know, it's just clicking along. It feels really good. It's nice to be here. I think what needs to happen is I need to get out here and actually run the race one of these days. Yeah. So definitely being here, you know, just being a timer and kind of volunteering a little bit, definitely inspired to kind of get back out and kind of get on the trails again. So, yeah.
Awesome. What has it been like to see the racing community in general grow in Southern Illinois?
Okay, yeah. So 2014 was the first Tunnel Hill 100 miler. We had like right at 100 people signed up. And at the time, even the local running club kind of thought it was far-fetched that anybody would want to run that far, or that many people would want to run that far, or that we'd even draw that many people in from out of the area. You know, 2014 we had about 100 people, and it's just grown ever since. I mean, we sell out every year. And I think that's really helped a lot of these other races kind of come in. You know, now we have a lot of trail running and a lot of ultra running, and I mean, 10 years ago that hardly existed. So it's been fun. The community is growing, the volunteer base is growing, and we're just getting a lot of I guess new blood in the system, if you will. You know, a lot of new younger individuals coming in and running and kind of proving us old guys wrong. So, yeah.
It's extremely rewarding to see this small ragtag trail race grow into something that so many people are discovering and enjoying, and getting to know intimately some of the hidden gems of the Shawnee Hills Natural Division in southernmost Illinois. It's exciting to see the trail running community come together in this region, and it's exciting to see Southern Illinois continue to get put on the map as an outdoor recreation destination. So very, very satisfying, rewarding, and we're just so excited to welcome so many new people into our family, into this community of Southern Illinois outdoor enthusiasts. Camp on Desonk is so grateful to be partnering with the Shawnee Hills Trail Races, to be able to join such professional race directors and such a positive-minded running community to get out and celebrate Southern Illinois like this. We're so thankful to be a part of this event, and it means a lot to us to be the host site for this. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for being part of our growing On Desonk family.